right, welcome back, everybody. I hope that the open networking time gave you the opportunity to kind of get those creative mind flow thoughts going. That way, we can hear our presenters better. We can kind of take it in a little bit more, and it helps us create questions, which we always love. I was wrong, by the way. We have six amazing speakers today. Niels keeps correcting me. It's one of those days. So we're fast and furious. Let's get going. Welcome to our BNI Maine Roundtable for March. It is on marketing and advertising for you and your business. Today, we're going to talk about all sorts of marketing, and we are going to kick it off with Abby Feinberg. Abby, if you want to go ahead and take over my screen. She is the founder of Beachwood Farm Brand Consulting. Prior to Beachwood, however, she did brand strategy and experience design for Nike, EA, and Illumina, work that drove millions in annual sales increases. Now she brings that same approach to established businesses who are winning on substance, but losing on perception. Her clients have hit 2-year growth goals in 4 months, seeing 200% increases in social reach with zero ad spend, and generated measurable increases in leads and brand awareness. Abby helps good businesses stop being the best kept secret in the market and start becoming the only logical choice. Abby, take it away.
Thank you, Kelly. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all. All right, quick poll. Raise your hand if you have at least 5 competitors within 10 miles of you. You can either use the little hand or just physically raise your hand. I can see most of you, so there we go. All right, I'm seeing lots of hands. Keep your hands up if most of them are basically saying the same thing that you do. Yeah, so that is the problem that I solved. So as Kelly shared, I'm Abby Feinberg, founder of Beachwood Farm Brand Consulting. I have spent 15 years doing brand strategy and experience design for all those name-droppy companies like Nike and Illumina and Premier Protein and et cetera, Fortune 500 companies that live and die by differentiation. Now, I bring that same rigor to established businesses in competitive industries here in Maine and across the country. For a lot of the businesses that I work with, BNI is their primary marketing channel. Referrals are their pipeline. That's not unusual. For service businesses, especially word of mouth and relationship-based referrals are how growth actually happens. But there's a version of that that works and a version that plateaus. And the difference almost always comes down to one thing. So here's a scenario that I hear a lot. You got the referral, you got a warm intro from somebody who knows you and knows the prospect. The meeting went well, and then nothing. Or they came back asking for 3 quotes, or they said that they needed to think about it. The introduction was warm, but the outcome wasn't. Does that sound familiar? Pattern 1, I'm getting referrals, but they're not the right fit, or the wrong people keep showing up, or the referral is warm, but whoever sent it isn't actually not quite your client. There's a second pattern, which is they want to price compare me even after a warm introduction. The prospect got introduced, they heard great things, but they still are leading with what's your rate instead of are you the right fit? If either of those sound familiar, stay with me. So here's what I want you to hear clearly. BNI is working. Positioning isn't. BNI is doing its job. It is generating introduction. But when your positioning isn't clear, the referral lands soft. The person referring you maybe doesn't have the language to make you the obvious choice. The prospect, they don't understand why you're different from the 3 other people that they could call. And that's not a referral problem. That is a positioning problem. Thankfully, that's what I do for a living. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to tell you a story. My friend Bobby owns a physical therapy clinic in Canada. And when he came to us, there were at least 12 PT clinics, like in the sort of like 4 to 5 town area within about 15 minutes. And every single one of them said the same thing. They talked about injury recovery, experienced therapists, accepting new patients. You read their websites and you can't tell them apart, basically. And Bobby did not want to be just as guilty as the rest of them as he built his PT clinic. So I want to talk about this hard truth and screenshot this, tattoo it on your face, whatever you need. Quality work isn't enough when everyone sounds identical. If your BNI members can't describe what makes you different, specifically, memorably, in a way that sticks, then your referrals will keep landing soft. BNI gets you in the room. Brand positioning gets you picked. So how do we fix this? Here at Beachwood, we use a framework called the positioning triangle. Everybody at BNI Portland Business Builders, you have this in your notes, but follow along. We have 3 questions. The first question is, what makes you genuinely you? Not better, positively different. Your real specifics, the things that only you and your business can. Second question, what does your ideal client actually need? Not just what they want, but what motivates them, what keeps them up at night. Third question, what are your competitors saying and what are they not saying? Where is the white space in your market? And what that means is that what's the position that nobody is playing? Where all 3 of those overlap, that is your white space. That's your brand positioning. That's where we create it. And that's what makes you genuinely referable. So here's what that looked like for Bobby. Everybody's talking about injury recovery, blah, blah, blah. They're all invisible. They sound like everybody else. We worked on the positioning triangle with him, and we identified his positioning as move freely, live fully for active adults who refuse to let injury slow them down. Suddenly, Bobby isn't a PT clinic. He's the clinic for people who want their life back, who are thinking about their goals, who want to stay active into their 50s and 60s and aren't ready to slow down. He's thinking about possibility, and he's talking about freedom. His BNI members, he's not in a BNI, but his referral partners, they know exactly who to send him. His referrals started converting, and he hit his 2-year growth goal in 4 months. This works in any industry. And you guys may recognize this as SB Taylor Moving. Bree runs a moving company. Movers talk about the same thing. Professional movers, careful handling, everything. The same as everybody else on any other truck. But what we did for SB Taylor is we identified that what they offer is actually care and dignity in life's transitions. Elder moves, family changes, understanding the emotional weight of moving a life. That's a completely different referral. You may call Bree and her team for a routine apartment move, but she is definitely your first call when your mom is leaving the house that she's lived in for 40 years because you want somebody who really cares. We also talk about Nautilus Construction, BNI. Everybody in their industry that they're trying to break into is just talking about luxury home building. It's very bland. With Nautilus, we're talking about that they are at the intersection of heritage craftsmanship and contemporary client experience. Totally different position, same quality of work, but now they're not competing on price. They're competing on trust, transparency, and a building experience that matches the caliber of the home. Noble Goods, clothing boutique. Before it was chic luxury clothing, fine, completely forgettable. We shifted their positioning to talk about that this is the place where midlife women come to recognize themselves again. Not a clothing store, an identity. They saw an $80,000 increase in year-over-year sales, no paid ads. So here's what changes in BNI specifically. Without positioning, your referral sounds like, oh, you should talk to Bree. She's really good. She's been doing it a long time. She's very professional. Your prospect here is commodity. Let me get 3 quotes. With strong positioning, that same referral sounds like this. You need Bree. She specializes in elder and big life transition moves. So it's not just packing boxes. It's that emotional weight of moving your life. If you want care and dignity in your transition, she's the one. That referral doesn't get price compared. So here's the bigger picture. For those of you where BNI is your primary marketing channel, this is what clear positioning does for your referrals specifically. They become more specific, they pre-qualify better, and they close at a higher rate because your chapter members finally have the language to describe you in a way that sticks. But positioning doesn't stop at BNI. However you market, whatever channels you use or add over time, positioning is the thing underneath all of it that determines whether any of it works. Your website either needs to make visitors say, this is exactly what I need, or it doesn't. Your social needs to attract the right people or attract everyone and then convert no one. Your sales calls either start from a place of clarity or you spend the first 20 minutes explaining what you do. The channel doesn't determine the outcome. The clarity of your positioning does. And this is true whether your marketing lives entirely in BNI or whether you're running ads, you're doing social, building a newsletter, speaking at events, any of it. A competitive industry where everyone sounds the same isn't a problem. It's an opportunity for the one business that gets clear on what it actually owns. So these are your 3 questions. Answer these honestly. Take a screenshot of this. If you hesitate on any of these, this is your answer. Can you describe what makes you positively different in 1 sentence? Not better, different. Second question is, can a fellow BNI member in this room describe you accurately to a stranger without you coaching them? And when prospects find you through a referral, through your website, do they say, this is the one for me? If you're hesitating on any of these, positioning is your next move. So if today resonated, if you are thinking, my referrals aren't landing the way that they should, or I know I'm not describing myself that way, let's talk, let's have some coffee, and let's find out how to help you stand out and get picked. Thank you, everybody.
Holy mackerel, Abby, I couldn't even take notes as fast as I wanted to. That was fantastic. All right, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions. If you didn't think that was fantastic, rewatch that because that hit marketing on a whole nother level. It was absolutely amazing. Great job. And you stayed within time. Abby, so impressed. All right, great job. Next, we have, if my screen is going to let me switch. Let's see. Oopsies. Too many things going off all at the same time. All right. Next, we have Matt Hunt. Matt is the owner of A to Z Computing Services. Matt, go ahead and take over my. Look at you. Fantastic.
I've done this.
Where he helps small businesses and communities strengthen their online presence through professional website design, hosting, and digital accessibility services. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. He explained this all to me one day. You have to meet with him on that. It's amazing. With more than 30 years of experience, Matthew focuses on creating websites that not only look great, but build trust, support, referrals, and help businesses grow. That's the difference. Today, he'll be sharing how your website can reinforce the credibility behind every referral and help you get more value out of your BNI relationships. Matt, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, let me ask you a quick question. When you pass a referral in BNI, what are you really giving? It's not just a name. It's not just a phone number. You're giving your reputation, your credibility, and your trust. Now, here's the important piece. What happens after that referral leaves your hands? In today's world, before they ever pick up the phone, before they send an email, they go somewhere first, your website. In that moment, your website's going to do one of 2 things. It's either reinforcing the confidence behind that referral or quietly undermining it. Today, I want to talk about how to make sure it reinforces it. If we truly believe in BNI's core values, from giver's gain to recognition, then our websites shouldn't just exist. They should reflect those values in action. So let's dive into how to make every referral count by making your website work just as hard as you do. Before I get too far, let me give you a little bit of background on myself. I'm a Maine boy, born and raised right here in the state, so I understand the way business works in our communities. It's built on trust, relationships, and simply showing up. I spent 8 years in the Air Force where I learned discipline, problem solving, and how to adapt when things don't go as planned, skills that serve me and my clients well every day. After that, I worked at Coastal Enterprises, where they sent me to a few professional level computer courses And from there, I joined Main Street Communications, one of the first internet service providers in the state, back when the internet was still the Wild West. That gave me a front row seat to how websites and the digital age was progressing. In '95, I started A to Z Computing Services back when websites had gray backgrounds and blinking text. Fast forward to 2015, when I joined BNI, it changed how I looked at business. It's not just about websites, it's about relationships, trust, and helping each other grow. Okay, let's make it interactive for a second. Raise your hand if you've ever Googled someone after being referred to them, or decided whether to call a company or not based on their website. And lastly, or if you've left a website because it was confusing, outdated, or looked like it was designed by Fred Flintstone. Right, so probably everyone. And that's the point. We each do this, which means the people we refer are doing it too. So when we pass a referral, we're not just sending someone to a person, we're also sending them to their website. And in just a few seconds, that website can be building trust or breaking it. Let's take a look at what happens when a referral is made. It used to be referral, phone call, conversation. Now it looks more like this. A referral happens, your prospect Googles you, and they land on your website. And in just a few seconds, they decide whether you're worth calling or not. Not after a meeting, not after a conversation, before you ever even know they were referred. So the question becomes, is your website helping close that referral, or is it quietly costing you business before you ever get the chance to speak? Now let's connect this to BNI's core values. Starting with giver's gain, your website should give first. When someone lands on your site, they're not looking to be sold. They're looking for a solution. Are you clearly explaining what you do? Are you showing them how you solve their problem? Are you being upfront, honest, and easy to understand? A great website doesn't just say, here's what I sell. It says, here's how I can help you. Next being building relationships. Your website is your digital handshake. It's often the first impression someone gets of you and needs to build trust immediately. Do people see who you are? Do they feel your personality? Are you responsive when they reach out? People don't do business with websites. They do business with people. Your website's job is to start that relationship before you ever even say hello. Lifelong learning. Since your business is always evolving, your website should be too. Are your services up to date? Are your photos current? Does your messaging reflect what you do today? Nothing says out of touch faster than a website that hasn't been updated in years. So yes, keep improving your website, but just as importantly, keep improving yourself. Traditions and innovations. You want to honor your experience, your reputation, and your history. But at the same time, does your website look current? Because like it or not, people judge credibility on what they see. So don't let your website look like it's stuck in the past. Respect your traditions, but build your website for today and tomorrow. Sorry, I flipped the slide a little bit too soon there. Next is positive attitude. Before someone ever meets you, your website sets the tone. Does it feel welcoming? Does it feel easy to work with you? Does it feel easy to work with you? Does it feel confusing or cold? People are naturally drawn to positivity. So your website shouldn't just inform, it should invite. And accountability. Your website is making promises on your behalf. If someone fills out your contact form, does it work? If they reach out, do they hear back from you quickly? Is your information accurate? An important one, can everyone access your website? Because accountability means showing up and following through. Lastly, recognition. Are you showing the results you've created? Testimonials, success stories, and real experiences. Because this isn't bragging, it's about building trust. When someone sees that others have had a great experience with you, it reinforces the referral they were given. It answers their question, Did I make a good choice? Let's bring this all together with something simple, the 10-second website test. When someone lands on your website, can they understand what you do right away? Can they contact you easily? And does your site look professional? Because in about 10 seconds, they've already made that decision. Challenge for you: ask 2 BNI members to review your website. Not people in your industry, but people who will see it like a referral would. Then listen to their feedback and improve just one thing this month. Not everything, just one. Because small improvements done consistently will lead to big results. In my experience, there are 3 types of websites: a great website, a website that needs improvement, and the one your nephew built for you. No judgment, we've all seen them. Some of us might even have one. But only one of those consistently helps convert referrals into real business. So the question is, which one is yours? If we want to make every referral count, it comes down to this: practice the core values in BNI and on your website. Because your website isn't separate from your business. It's an extension of your business and of your reputation. If anything looks interesting or that we talked about today got you thinking about your website or how you're converting referrals, let's do a one-to-one. No pressure, no pitch, just a conversation. Feel free to reach out to me at matt@azcomputing.com. I'd love to connect and help you make every referral count. Thanks.
Matt, I love that. Hey, out of curiosity, how long have you been in BNI?
I've been in BNI since 2015, so it's going on my 11th year now.
Holy mackerel. I always tell people, like, right around that 5 to 7 and then up mark, you start realizing how you take the BNI core values and put them into your business. And you just did that incredible. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
So much sense to incorporate those, not only in BNI, but in your life.
Yes. Yes.
It
That
really,
was
really is.
absolutely perfect. I appreciated everything, every piece of that. Love how you looked at each core value as part of your website. You made it memorable. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Matt. Guys, remember, if you have questions for anyone, please take notes, write those questions down. We'll hopefully get to them towards the end. Next, we have Tyla Davis. All right, Tyla Davis is with CBS 13 and Fox 23. She specializes in customizing digital marketing campaigns that help businesses show up in front of the right audience in the right place at the right time, whether that's through social geofencing, connected TV, or other targeted strategies. Guys, you got to talk to Tyla about geofencing. It is just absolutely crazy. Got to talk to her.
Creepy with a creepy.
And a little creepy, but that's what she says, not me. But Tyla, go ahead and take over my screen while I finish. She also spends a ton of time helping business owners understand what's actually happening behind the scenes, dispelling a few common marketing myths, including the big brother's watching feeling, and showing that when it's done right, it's not creepy, it's just smart visibility. Guys, please give it up for Tyla Davis. And Tyla, can you take over?
Do you not see the screen? It says I'm taking over.
Oh, never mind. You're good.
Oh. My screen says I'm sharing. Okay.
Oh, I see it. You're good.
You're good.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Kelly. I'm Tyla Davis. I'm with WGME, CBS 13, Fox 23, and AMP Digital Marketing Services. So today we're going to talk about Beyond the Handshake. If they can't find you, they can't hire you. Let me start with this. BNI is incredibly powerful. There are not many marketing systems that allow you to walk into a room, build real trust, and have other professionals actively looking for opportunities to refer you. That's rare. We are very good at that handshake part, the relationship part, the trust building part. But what I want to talk about today is what happens after the handshake. because the buying decision rarely happens in this room, in the BNI meeting. It happens later when someone is alone, thinking, comparing, and researching. And that's where digital strategy comes in. And really, I should just be able to click this. There we go. All right, the trigger moment. When someone receives your referral, what's the first thing they do? They Google you, usually within minutes. And now here's what's important. That search is not the decision. It's the beginning of the evaluation, almost to Matt's point. The first thing they do is they go to your website. They are asking, do I understand what this person does? Do they look credible? Do they feel established? Do I feel confident reaching out? That moment matters, but it's just the first touch point. And people don't make meaningful buying decisions after just one touch point. Familiarity, that's a weird word to say, equals trust. Think of the very first time you hear a song released by one of your favorite artists. You know the artist is someone you already like. That's trust. But this song is new. It sounds really cool, but you don't know the words. You can't sing along. It's just a cool new tune by your favorite artist. Fast forward 1 week. You hear this song every day. You've Googled the lyrics so you can sing along. This frequency has made the song grow on you. Now you're singing along with it. The conversion is that now this is your absolute favorite song. You've shared it with your friends. You tell your friends they have to listen to it. You try to find where the artist is playing near you so you can go to the show and hear this song live. There's a principle in psychology called the mere exposure effect. The more we see something, the more we tend to trust it. Not because we've deeply analyzed it, but because familiarity reduces perceived risk. In business, especially B2B businesses, risk matters. When someone is hiring you, they are not just buying a service, they are making a decision that affects their reputation, their budget, and sometimes their job. Familiarity builds comfort, comfort builds confidence, and confidence leads to action, which means visibility over time is not optional, it's strategic. So the winning formula, this is how I like to think about it. BNI builds trust in a moment. Digital marketing builds frequency over time. When you multiply those two, you create momentum. Trust alone is powerful, but without reinforcement, it fades. Frequency alone is noise, but without trust, it feels intrusive. When trust and frequency work together, you create credibility that compounds. That's when referrals don't just generate interest, they generate results. Let me show you what this looks like practically. Think of it as a visibility stack. First, there's the referral. Trust is transferred. Then the search. Validation begins. After that, you have the opportunity to stay visible. Retargeting ads, geofencing, social media, strategic display, connected TV. Each layer reinforces the previous one. One touch point creates awareness. Multiple touch points create certainty. And certainty is what drives hiring decisions. Retargeting. Retargeting is the simplest way to build frequency. When someone visits your website after a referral, you can choose to let that be the end of the interaction. Or you can ensure they continue seeing your brand in a thoughtful, consistent way. On social media, across websites, in strategic placements. It's not about chasing people. It's about staying present while they make their decision. Because most people don't hire immediately, they evaluate. Geofencing and hyper-targeting take this one step further. This is the creepy of the creepy I was saying or alluding to earlier. Instead of marketing broadly, you can target specific locations or events where your ideal clients already gather. Industry conferences, business parks, medical campuses, trade shows, competitor businesses. This allows you to align visibility with context. You're not just visible, you're visible in the right place at the right time in front of the right people. That precision increases relevance, and relevance increases response. Connected TV adds another dimension, perception. CTV, or connected TV, offers your branding in a tried and true marketing strategy. Television commercials. But this isn't your granddad's TV watching. This is a targeted digital tactic where you can reach any interest group with any target income level in any location or area range while they're binge watching their favorite shows on their favorite streaming apps. CTV contains almost 1 million interest targets. If you are only wanting to reach homeowners in Androscoggin County that make $150,000 or more in household income a year that currently needs a new roof, then CTV reaches that audience and only delivers commercials to those targets. And just like the slide says, unlike DVR or broadcast TV commercials, CTV commercials cannot be skipped. A viewer has to watch the whole commercial before they can get back to Yellowstone. I've tried. It doesn't work. When someone sees your brand on streaming platforms, something shifts psychologically. You appear established because there is an instant credibility to be on television. You appear stable, you appear credible. And that perception reinforces the trust that began with the referral. Visibility shapes perception, and perception influences decisions. So when you think about how BNI fits into your marketing strategy, why do I keep saying strategy? That's not even a thing. I'm just going to make it a thing. When BNI fits into your marketing strategy, think of it this way. BNI is the trust engine. Digital strategy is the amplification system. The handshake creates the opportunity, frequency sustains the momentum, and when referrals are reinforced with intentional strategic visibility, they don't just convert, they compound. Thank you so much. I would love to grab a one-to-one with anybody who wants to learn a little bit more, delve into it. I really appreciate the other presenters as well. I feel like we all have different parts of a cohesive message. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyla. Tyla and I had a one-to-one just recently, and she was educating me on well, I was telling her some of the experiences I was having in Florida. And she was educating me on geofencing and what these people are doing, because obviously I research a lot about, salt therapy and just wellness things in general. And I'll literally be walking down the road, not in my hometown, like in a random area in Florida, and I will get text messages from massage parlors that I'm walking by. I look at Niels and I'm like, want to go do a massage? I'm like, that is the creepiest thing. Like, that's insane. But at the same time, my daughter and I laugh because it's also like, yes, I absolutely want a massage right now. Why wouldn't I? So yeah, it's, I get sold on it. It's all good. So Tyla, guys, if you have any questions about obviously anything that Tyla talked about, specifically, you got to have her educate you on geofencing. It's incredible. Even if it's not necessarily right for your business right now, just knowing and having that knowledge, it's absolutely amazing. So please talk to Tyla. Next, we have Maddie. Maddie is one of my favorite people in the world. Maddie is one of the owners of LeadStorm SEO. They develop long-term lead generation systems for their clients using comprehensive SEO, delivering simple answers, effective solutions, and actual results. Their work has helped clients expand into new states, thrive through Maine's seasonal dips, which we all know, and keep employee schedules filled year-round. Maddie is passionate about making sure people understand how SEO really works so they can understand the impact an investment in SEO could have on their business. Maddie, go ahead and take it away. If it lets you.
Unbelievable. we never get used to it. Hello, everybody. I'm Maddie. Like Kelly said, I'm one of the owners of LeadStorm SEO. I'm going on my 4th year of BNI in Scarborough and Profit Partners, and I love my group so much. I'm really excited to talk with you guys today about how SEO, search engine optimization, can complement a BNI membership. BNI has totally changed my business, and with several clients in BNI, we've been able to see firsthand the effects that combining BNI with SEO has had on their businesses. Both BNI and SEO on their own are incredibly effective marketing methods. And I believe that this is because they both rely on the power of referral relationships. This provides leads that are already warmed up and more likely to convert. My friend Michael Eric Barabee has said that BNI is the cure for the common cold call. I love that, because in BNI, a referral is someone who's looking forward to your call. They've been warmed up by someone who understands what you do. They know you, they like you, they trust you. And that's what really makes that referral so effective, especially if you know how to, care for that effectively too. And with SEO, our job is to get your website to rank higher in search results so that when potential clients have literally searched for what you do, you make sure that you are who is seen first. And the job of any search engine, no matter whether it's Google, DuckDuckGo, anything, is to get the most relevant result showing up first. This means that being in first place gets about 70% of the clicks, because we know when we're making a search that the first thing that's coming up should be the best, most relevant result. So this means that even if nothing else about your conversion rates changes, having more people on your site is going to make an incredible impact on the amount of business you're able to do. There's a giant difference between converting 5% of 50 people versus 500 people month over month. And so the way that search engines figure out who is the most relevant and authoritative is by having ranking requirements. So their algorithms have thousands upon thousands of different little things you have to do, and you are ranked on a spectrum of how well you've done these things. That's really the only way that this objective, non-person-y algorithm can figure out who's the best. So when we do SEO, what we are really doing is building trust with search engines that you are the highest authority in your industry and that you absolutely need to be the person that's seen first. Basically, we are restructuring an entire market for your benefit. It's pretty cool. And so the way that we do this is by making sure your website is up to code and that your content is telling Google what you want to rank for, all search engines, what you want to rank for. We make sure that your Google business profile is the best in the industry, outcompeting competitors in every way. And the most important part of what we do is build trust through something called backlinking, link building, offsite SEO. Now, a backlink is any link on another website that if I click it, it links back to yours. There's an example on the screen of a link that we have on a client site. So if you click SEO by LeadStorm, it will take you to our site. That's a backlink. And in BNI terms, this is a referral relationship. So you can think about all your referral partners as your backlinks in the real world. And they're just out there waiting for someone to go, hey, do you know someone who's a plumber who can build a great website, who can get me good ads? And those people hopefully will point them in your direction and say, yes, this is who I refer to. And so super basic level, BNI and SEO, they're both leveraging the fact that trust-based marketing delivers the highest quality leads, most likely to convert. People are looking for that service already. And so it's kind of a no-brainer to combine them. They both work great. Why not do both? And this really is one of the main reasons that I think that they go together so well. And when you are combining them, what you're really doing is getting closer to capturing your entire market. And so in general, when we think about combining marketing methods, maybe some of the things that our other presenters today are talking about is really piquing your interest and you want to try a bunch all at once. There is a total market that's available in your industry, right? And every single marketing method you do is going to capture a different piece of that pie. And so, mailers are going to give you access to people you send them to. Google Ads, anybody that's willing to click on a sponsored link. BNI is capturing the local real world market, the people that are connected to BNI who know people that they can ask, do you know someone who does XYZ? SEO is going to capture the online market. Sometimes that's local, sometimes that's national or global. And so that is, that's getting you in front of people that don't have somebody that they can ask, do you know someone who? And that's really important because people who have a network aren't going to make it to a Google search. I know I go to BNI Connect long before I'm making a search online. But people who are not in BNI or connected to a referral network, they're going to go to Google. And so you're capturing two completely distinct chunks of your market by, investing in different marketing methods. And this is why BNI is so important and inviting is so important. I stole this from one of Kelly's marketing huddles. Just 16 people in a networking group creates 256 connections. That's not even the people that those people know. It's amazing. And this is a backlink chart. It looks very similar to me, at least, all these different connections leading back to you. And as a business owner, it can be really overwhelming trying to figure out what marketing strategy is right for you. And so I think one easy way to be successful and guarantee some good results is to try to have comprehensive coverage of your market. Figure out which marketing methods provide you the best ROI. Do that through experimentation. It's okay to try things and decide that they don't work for you, or find something you didn't expect would be really reliable. And so where both BNI and SEO are relying on the power of those referral relationships, they're amazing. To me, another powerful reason they go so well together is because they're some of the only marketing methods that aren't campaign-based. Most marketing methods are. That's everything from mailers to print advertising, Google ads, radio ads. And that's not to say those marketing methods are bad. They're just different. Marketing campaigns are these short blasts of marketing materials. You know, if you do a run of Google ads or send out a bunch of mailers, that's going to be short, distinct from anything else, from the next round that you do. You know, you'll reach maybe the same people. You use some targeting to increase your odds that you're getting in front of the people you want to get to, but it's a little bit different. And so because of that, there's maybe some unpredictable buyer intent there. With SEO and BNI, these are systems. They build over time. Both BNI and SEO get more and more reliable the longer that you do it. All of us, having been in BNI, we know that first year can be rough while people are learning what we do and they're trying to, you know, understand how they can refer us. Do they want to? Within SEO and BNI, people are literally searching for what we do. They are saying, do you know someone who? XYZ. And so this gives them much higher buyer intent. So your conversion rates can go way up. You can get more bang for your buck that way. I think that makes them very, very complementary. And when you take in the fact that BNI and SEO, one is hands-on, one is hands-off. With BNI, there's a lot of work that goes into making sure that you are getting the most out of your BNI membership. We have to show up to the meeting. We got to do those one-to-ones, CEUs, get your visitors, pass referrals to other people, givers gain. There's a lot. If you have multiple marketing methods that are asking this much of you, you're not going to be actually running your business. And so with SEO, you get to outsource that. You know, it's always going to be laborious to build a referral network from scratch. But with SEO, you are letting your SEO expert take that off your plate. Let us get you to first while you go run your business. So all in all, you know, both BNI and SEO, they're trust-based marketing methods, so they're going to be one of those most profitable ones. You can't really go wrong by combining them. Using multiple marketing methods is going to enhance the total coverage that you have over your market, and BNI requires a lot of your time. SEO is very hands-off, so they go really well together. If you took away anything from this 10-minute, I would say that don't get lost in the sauce. Stay clear about your why. Know where you want to be in 2 to 5 years. Make your decisions based on that. You know, get really clear. What's my goal? Why? Where do I want to be? And by experimenting with different methods, you can find things that work for you. And as long as something is delivering you an ROI that you care about, it's going to be beneficial for you. That could be money in your pocket, even $1. If you're not losing money from a marketing method, that's gaining you visibility. Visibility is another huge ROI that people often overlook in favor of straight money. But we've had plenty of clients that they don't really care about the leads. They have plenty of business coming in and they're not hurting for it, but they want to be number one in any search because they want people to know that they're the authority in the market. And so, you know, whatever that ROI is to you, whatever your why is, whatever results you want to get, there's so many options and everyone's going to tell you that they have what you need. But if you can stay clear about what your why is, be open to experimentation, and remember to kind of, you know, differentiate your marketing methods so you capture those different chunks of the market, you are going to be set up for success. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'm really glad I got to be here today. And as everybody said, if anyone's interested in learning more or just wants to get a one-to-one to hang out for a little while, I'd love to learn more about your businesses. Feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks so much.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Maddie. I love how all of our presenters so far, and I know the next two are going to fall right in the same thing. Everything goes together, right? Everything kind of, it just all works together. It's absolutely amazing. So I love this. All right, so let me take a look. Our next presenter is the one and only Graham Duval. Graham is the owner of Valued Productions. He is a video marketing strategist who helps business owners turn their expertise into content that builds trust and consistently attracts new clients. He began his career producing videos in the music industry. I bet you didn't know that, where he developed a strong foundation in storytelling. And after a major personal turning point, he redirected his skills into helping entrepreneurs grow their businesses. Graham doesn't just create videos, he helps clients develop strategic content systems that position them as the authority in their space and make it easier for referrals to convert. Today, he and his team have produced over 3,000 videos and helped generate more than $4 million in client revenue by focusing on content that is intentional, trust-driven, and designed to support long-term growth. Graham, take it away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Graham Duval, and as Kelly was saying, Valued Productions is my business. I'm super excited to be here today. All the other presenters have been so awesome. Like Kelly was saying, it all really ties in. And what I'm going to talk about is how attention is the new capital in today's world, and how BNI and video content multiply that trust and everything else that we've been talking about here today. We live in a trust recession right now. There is so much distrust out there in the world, full of ads and noise and interruption, and where attention is bought. And there's, like Maddie was saying, all the different things that you can do in marketing. Trust is at an all-time low, where with real relationships and genuine connection and credibility needing to be built over time. So with that, I mean, we're in BNI. So like what I want to talk about is like what happens after the referral. So this is kind of like the modern referral journey. You know, you get the referral, like we were talking about Google, then there's the social media that someone looks at, and then they finally make the decision, kind of like what Tyla was talking about. So this shows like before they even decide, like after getting that referral, that this is where I want to go. So BNI does it great. You know, it's a trust ecosystem. This is why we're all here in BNI. It helps with that credibility. It helps with that consistency. It helps build the relationships in this trust recession that we're living in, because you have that opportunity and it's structured to help us do that. But that being said, what do we do in between those times? And that is where content works the best. BNI builds trust in the room, your face-to-face connections, the accountability, the structured referrals. But what are you doing in between those meetings, in between the one-to-ones, when you're working to build those referrals? Content is what builds that credibility and showing up 24/7 to reinforce what you're doing all the time. It's like having the conversation with the person on a regular basis without actually having to have the conversation with the person on a regular basis. You need both of them to grow. Video is going to multiply your referrals at a higher rate. It helps pre-sell what you do. It reinforces the referral that you've been given. It helps build the connection at a higher rate, and it helps your growth as your business. So video is the multiplier that turns the referral into many. So everything that we've been talking about here today, from Abby to Tyla to Matt to Maddie, video is going to be one of those things that helps multiply every piece of what we're talking about here. And then BNI, it ties it all together. Content makes those referrals easier. It's like a toolkit for your referral partners to give, to help make it easier for you to refer. So having a couple key pieces of video that that you can share with someone trying to give you a referral is going to make it that much easier. So having some sort of brand video that allows you to show up and share that positioning that we learned about with Abby is going to be super important. Having some testimonial videos that show the experience of another client working with you is gold. Being able to have them share their experience with you builds instant credibility because it shows the proof of results without you actually having to do it. Because like I said, we live in a trust recession and it's harder for you to explain your results. But if you have someone else doing it, so much more powerful. And then having some sort of promo video that is going to help grab their attention and send them to that website that Matt made for you, or use with Tyla to then work in those digital strategies that she's talking about. So it all ties together. And this is kind of like that sales trifecta of video that helps grow your business. It's like your digital referral toolkit. Everything that your referral partners need to send you warm, pre-sold prospects before you even meet. These are just some video ideas that with the phone that you have in your pocket even, that you can do to build that trust in today's world. People want to see you, especially in this world of AI. Put your 60-second on a video, put it out online. Have some frequently asked question videos, something that you get asked all the time by your prospects. It saves you time to answer them. Maybe put it in an email when you're following up or something like that. And then the client testimonial. If you have a one-to-one with me, I can share a script that you can send out to your past clients. Just even if you ask them to like hold their phone and be like, oh, I had an amazing experience working with Maddie and she really helped me do this and XYZ. Just that quick video is so much more powerful than that written word testimonial. And even if they then can put it on your website, it helps with every other thing that we've been talking about here with all the other presenters. Putting an ideal client promotional video together. Like, these are the types of people that I like to work with. It helps build that connection to send people more referrals because you could put it in an email or you could put it out online or whatever, but people now will know who you want to work with and you don't have to spend the time saying it over and over again. It's doing work for you 24/7, and that's the power of video. So when BNI and content combine, you've got these two powerful forces with one unstoppable result. Where BNI, it's all about that trust and the relationships. And we've got this opportunity from roundtables like this to go into meetings, to having one-to-ones. And then you've got content that works for visibility and consistency because it's selling for you 24/7. And you put the two together, it multiplies that trust. It makes it so much easier to cut through that noise because of the trust recession that we live in today. And you can count on it tying a lot of the other strategies that we learned with the previous presenters together, which is super cool. So the big idea is, trust converts. The attention that you get through content, it compounds it. And then your credibility from doing all of that is what closes the deal. So if you follow this by having video content for your business, your referrals will have a much easier time getting over the finish line to actually become a client with you, and people will have a much easier time giving you those referrals because you're showing up on camera. So if any of that resonated with you at all, or you want to learn more about how you can use video content to tie in with any other marketing strategies that you're doing, or just like you need help with like learning how to do any of this stuff with video content, I'd love to have a one-to-one, learn more about your business. I'm all about just having connections and That's why we're here in BNI. And so I appreciate you all for joining me. I appreciate all the presenters that we have here today. And that's pretty much all I got.
Graham, that was great. And I got to tell you guys, his videos work, even if they put you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. We just got a call a couple weeks, or nope, not even a couple weeks ago, last week from Northern Light. And she literally says the videos that you have for a homeopathic medicine type of thing, so wellness industry in general, she goes, are incredible. And they made us trust it, where they're now sending a whole bunch of their employees to come in all the time. And she literally said, because of the videos, it was just amazing. So obviously I can't thank Graham enough. He's done some incredible work. And then he teaches you how to do it on your own, so you aren't necessarily having to do like this huge thing all the time. So yes, it's awesome. Graham is fantastic. I highly recommend. All right. And last, but definitely not least, Anna, which, guys, first of all, for all of our people who are in marketing in any way at all, you need to make sure you have a one with Anna. She is the coolest business because she will connect you with all the right people. So if you're in marketing, you want to be one of those people she's connecting you with. But if you are just looking at this like, I have no idea where to even start, Anna is your go-to person for so many reasons. But before I sell her, which I'm definitely not trying to sell her to anybody, I will do her introduction. Anna, go ahead and take the screen away. I get in trouble for talking too much, guys. Niels is like, keep going. All right, Anna is with Marketing Navigator. She is a marketing strategist that guides businesses to the best marketing channels for attracting their ideal customers. So she looks at it from the whole and then connects you with the right people. Sounds like BNI. All right. Through analysis and research, Anna develops a cohesive marketing plan for her clients that reduces the guesswork around what marketing strategies will be effective for a particular business. If you're in marketing, you should be educating Anna why you're the best. Anna's goal is to eliminate the confusion and stress that business owners experience when choosing how to market their services. Guys, that's a real problem, like a real thing, because then they think they have to do it all or do none. And most of them choose none and then they go out of business. So, and to focus their marketing budget only on tactics that will deliver results for them. So without further ado, Anna, take it away.
Thank you, Kelly. Wow, I couldn't have imagined such a stellar introduction. And I get the benefit of riding the coattails of all the prior presenters and get to emphasize their messaging, because if you ever schedule a one-on-one with me, I will probably be reiterating their messaging and everything I say. So with, Abby's point about positioning and what makes your business unique, Matt's important point about how important a website is. Websites do matter, everybody. It is your online business card. And I can't tell you how often I see websites neglected. The website you got made 15 years ago by your nephew, although he was really good technically at that time, is probably no longer as relevant as it was then. Tyla's point about visibility, familiarity, and building trust, and how important it is to be having multiple touch points with your future customers, and the importance of really specific targeting, so you're not wasting your advertising and your marketing on people who are really not a good fit for your business. Maddie about online authority. Maddie and I could probably just host a roundtable just on that topic alone, and also your Google business profile. Guys, please make sure you have one. If you don't have one, you really, 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 really need to have one. And I know it's super intimidating, and Google does have a verification process, but it's really important. And then finally, Graham, as he always does, he cuts through the noise. He knows how important attention is, and video is definitely one of those very dynamic ways to connect with your future customers. But what I want to focus on today is, of course, how BNI fits into your marketing mix, and the importance of networking in terms of fueling your long-term marketing. So we've all in one way or another said this, but customers can't buy from you if they don't know you exist. So again, we talk about visibility all the time. All of us talk about visibility in different ways, but ultimately what it boils down is visibility. Visibility and memorability, really. And there's really so many different ways to be visible, as we learned today. And it can really be overwhelming. It can be really confusing, overwhelming. And in a perfect world, we will all have unlimited marketing budgets and have the money to spend on all of these things because they will all reach someone that we want to do business with. But realistically, a lot of us, smaller business owners, don't really have the capability to do that. This is where BNI is such a great investment of your time, attention, and energy. And one of those marketing channels, if you will, where you're going to get one of the best returns on investment among the many different options that you have. So BNI, as we talked about, is a visibility strategy. What is so awesome about it is by attending your weekly meetings, you have built in weekly visibility. That means that people are seeing you, hearing about you, learning about your business every week, and your business is talked about every single week. Within your own chapter, or if you do cross-chapter visits, you get introduced to a whole new slew of chapter to BNI members. The best part about BNI is that when you talk about your business week after week after week, and you have to articulate your unique value proposition, your fellow chapter members learn how to refer you effectively. And that is key, as we already had presenters pointing that out. It's really important that they know how to position you, per Abby's point, so that they can refer you to the right person, and there's a much higher chance for you to be able to do business with that individual. And then the more active you are in BNI, the more exposure you have. So the more you put into it, it's really true. The more you put into it, the more visible, the more active you are, the more visibility your business gets in return. Why is your BNI chapter so critical? These are not just commitments you have every single week. There's actually expanding value in having these really deep connections with your chapter. Your chapter becomes your de facto marketing team, right? A lot of us are solo entrepreneurs, or there's only a handful of us, and we don't have the luxury of an entire marketing department or entire sales department. So what you have in your fellow chapter members, if you have brand ambassadors, people who care about your business and want you to do well, and who can talk about your business in a really meaningful way. And thereby they multiply your reach into new networks, because most of us, all of us are in BNI, but some of us are also in other networks. So the more, again, your fellow chapter members know about you and your business, the more they can spread the word about what you offer to additional networks. And the best part is, it's free marketing, because they talk about you when you're not in the room. So there are people who are talking about your business, your services, what you do, what makes you special, why you're worth somebody's time, and why they're referring you when you're sleeping, when you're doing something completely different. And that has tremendous value. That is something that I think is almost impossible to put a price on. All right. So you have a marketing team in your chapter, through your chapter, your fellow members. So how can you leverage them the best? You want to make sure that they know your business well, they know how to refer you well, and how can you help them refer you effectively? So obviously, we want to be clear about our ideal clients. Now, that doesn't mean there's only one type of ideal clients. You may have 17 ideal clients, although I would suggest that you focus on a few, maybe a few more than that. But you may have a few, and that's a-okay, and that is completely normal. But be sure that you, throughout your weekly presentation, are clear about what is that group of ideal clients for you, and specific, and be specific about asking for referrals to those type of clients. Make sure that you share short, memorable stories about your work, something that's going to stick in somebody's mind. So not just that they're going to look for something exactly similar, or exactly like that, but something that is relatable and memorable. So when they are in a different conversation, it's still relevant and they can still refer you. Provide examples of what is a good referral. That is really the easiest way for someone to make the connection between your services and who is a good client for you. Obviously, once you do receive one, we all strive for this. Following up quickly is really key because you're not the only one someone is considering. So make sure that you bring yourself to their attention really, really fast. And then, of course, we love our fellow chapter members. We need to recognize them and give them the kudos and accolades that they deserve for bringing business our way. All right. This was already covered, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. But visibility and trust are truly one of your most important marketing assets, and that's what we build in BNI. BNI is part of your visibility mix. It's not just a networking thing you do. It's not just a place you come and find friends or business colleagues, but it is truly part of your marketing. And where it's most effective is when you are really consistent, not just showing up for meetings and doing your 60 seconds, but actually, building those relationships out and letting them compound over time. I can tell you in my first year, I was really nervous that it really, I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work for me. Maddie was my cheerleader. She's like, just give it time, stay consistent, persistent. And I did, and I'm in year 2, and so all of a sudden, like, the floodgates have opened. So, and I'm also putting in a lot more into it this year than I did last year. So it really does matter. And you're going to build this. Again, this is a long-term strategy. So you're going to be building that marketing return on investment for the long haul with BNI. And how can you maximize? It's the stuff that your education coordinator talks about every single week. So again, I'm not going to go into it, but remember, BNI are not just weekly meetings. We have networking events. We have socials. You can get involved in your leadership team. So there are so many different ways that you can maximize your visibility in BNI. Again, the more active you are, the more visible your business is to your fellow BNI members. And remember, your chapter is your marketing team. Use them that way. They're there for that, and they're happy to do it. Stay patient, be consistent, and continue to be engaged. Life ebbs and flows. It's okay to slow down a little bit, but make sure that you get re-engaged. And my ultimate message is, of course, that BNI is not just mere networking. It's so much more. It's your long-term marketing strategy, and it will continue to pay dividends as you put effort into it. So that is kind of my quick recap. I wanted to make sure we have enough time for Q&A, but if you have any questions about how, what is the right marketing strategy for you, and, what are the things that are worth investing in? Because realistically, we would all love to do all the things, but we don't really have the capacity. So if you have to make really difficult choices about what marketing channels you want to invest in, come and talk to me. I'd be happy to have a one-on-one. Thanks, Kelly.
Love it. Thank you so much. Guys, she might even tell you like, hey, your business is great at BNI, but you kind of suck as a member. You shouldn't be a member, but your business should be like totally cool. She'll tell you how it is. And Anna, that would be okay. But she'll tell you how it is. She'll tell you exactly what you need to hear. And she'll take all of the million different types of marketing that are out there for all of our businesses and make it easier to understand and get you in touch with the right people. So like I said, right people, if you're in marketing and you're on this call and you haven't had a one-on-one with Anna, I'd recommend it. Foolish not to, just so you know. All right, question and answers. Let's see, what time is it? Let's take 2 questions. Who's got a specific question? Who's it for? And what is your question? You can raise your hand. You can unmute yourself. I really don't care. Or maybe they all did amazing and we have no questions. For my 6 presenters, I am going to include your information in the networker next week, as well as with the video. Please put your contact information in the meeting chat so people can just grab it real quick. Ed, you have a question.
I do. So my question is, and this is kind of for the panel overall, and maybe this isn't something that you can answer on the fly, but what I would like to know is, what order should I put you all in on my list of steps to getting my brand awareness and my marketing message, from like planning through execution? What does that look like? Yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn that over to either Anna or Abby to start that off. Let's start with Anna.
Sure. Oh, I see Ed. I listened to the Weekly Networker this week. And Neil's video. So just so everybody knows, we have subject matter experts among our panelists, whereas I'm a generalist. So I help you strategize, and I help you send you to an Abby if you need to strengthen your brand. I will send you to Maddie if SEO is a great fit for your business, or Graham to get some great video content done, or if geo-targeting is what you need for your business. So I am your short-term advisor, and then I go ahead and I connect you to my fellow marketers who are subject matter experts in these individual areas.
Excellent. Abby, do you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I would I have a slightly different POV, but I absolutely see where you're thinking. I would start with me. And here's why: because brand isn't marketing. Brand is what you need to market. You need to have a position, you need to have a point of view, you need to know what makes you different world, because brand is business strategy. So your brand tells you where you need to go. It's your purpose, it's your vision, it's the things that make you you. So you need to get that done first. So I would recommend coming to me first. And then I would move you to Anna, because then Anna will go, okay, great. Let's talk about your brand. Let's see, where are you trying to go? Who are your core customers? Who are your competitors? So based on that, she'll be able to make a really strong marketing strategy based on all of the work that we do in building a brand, where we build personas, where we do a competitor audit, where we define your purpose and your vision and where you go. And from there, then I'd recommend you go to Maddie. And I would recommend you go to Maddie because, great, now you have your marketing strategy. SEO is the thing that needs to, it's like an apple tree, where it's like, when's the best time to plant an apple tree? And it's 20 years ago. Like, that's the best time to start SEO, because SEO is something that builds over time. So I would start with Maddie, because that needs to get done first, because it needs to build. And then I would move to Matt, to Graham, to Tyla, because those are now your different marketing channels that you can explore that will activate the brand that we've built, and that will align with Anna's marketing strategy that she's built you.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
And I will say too, like, as a, and I agree, my role would be the last in the list to implement what the prior strategies and tactics are, to implement them into an actual paid marketing campaign. That being said, I get people that come to me and they don't have a website yet. And so they can still work with me, but there's a lot of kicking back, like, here, go see this person first. Let's get this squared away, just because we want to make sure that you're in the strongest positioning in order to have this campaign be effective.
And I would also add that a lot of times we will recommend that the website and SEO happen simultaneously, because our market research is going to really heavily influence what our recommendations might be for how to structure the website, what kind of content we want, where we want to put our best keywords. So oftentimes, we collaborate really closely with web developers. So often being prepared to do both of those things at the same time is a really great strategy. So you don't end up having to go back and double, redo everything later.
Yeah, I can't emphasize Maddie's point enough. If you want to save the amount of time, resources you have to invest. I would agree. I would say if you don't have a strong sense on your, for example, your positioning and your brand, Abby is definitely the place to start, because you don't want to have to go backwards. You don't want to have to redo your website. You don't want to have to redo your marketing materials in whatever form they have. Same with SEO, video. You don't want to have videos that you then feel like you need to rework with Graham later on. Not that it's it's not a bad thing, but for the sake of getting it right from the start, you definitely there's a lot of efficiency to be had, especially if you you have these individuals collaborating. And because we're all in BNI, we tend to do that. We can collaborate, simultaneously with you, and so that you see your marketing and your branding take off even faster, just because there's a lot of efficiency built in. You don't have to retrace your step, and everybody is in alignment.
All right, guys, that was absolutely fantastic. Ed, that is probably the perfect question that you could have ended this on, because I know as a business owner, it's always like, oh my gosh, I could go in so many different directions. So please, please, please reach out to one of these people for one-to-ones. And guys, thank you so much for being here at our March Marketing and Branding Roundtable. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.